Hey guys, I'm back from the holidays and looking at the release calendars, there's pretty much nothing exciting coming out this month, but thanks to the Netflix series, a lot of people are going back to The Witcher 3, and that includes me. I watched the first 5 episodes of the series on Netflix and it didn't really do much for me, but it did make me really eager to jump back into the game again. I never got around to finishing the Blood and Wine DLC, and it's been years since I last played, so it took quite a bit of effort to get back into it. And I think a lot of you might be having the same experience. Whether you liked the series or not, it probably made you want to fire up the game again, and you might have hit a wall trying to figure out what you were doing, what all your ongoing quests were all about, and how to even play the game. So I thought I'd talk a bit about the game and share some thoughts on my experience going back into it. As soon as I started playing again, I realized I had no idea what I was doing. I don't know how to whistle for the horse, I don't remember how you toss a grenade or cast a spell, and I don't even know who I'm talking to half the time. So, the first thing I did was read every character entry of everyone I didn't remember and those mentioned on my ongoing quest logs. The logs are really detailed, so it's great to give them a look to help you get your bearings. I also did some reading on the online wiki into the early parts of the Blood and Wine main quest to get a sense of what's even going on. It might sound a bit boring, but it will only take you around half an hour to an hour to do, and it will save you a lot of time spent later trying to figure out what's going on. The other thing I did was lower the difficulty setting. When I first played the game, I played in Broken Bones difficulty, but since this is a really long game and I'm struggling to even remember how you swing your sword or how you block, so playing at a lower difficulty makes the whole thing much more enjoyable and easier to experiment with. I'm not looking for a challenge, I just want to be able to play again and experience more of the stories and to see Geralt be a complete badass. And lowering the difficulty level has allowed me to do that just fine. The last thing I did to start getting used to the controls again was doing a couple of lower level Witcher contracts. These types of quests almost always have you using your Witcher senses, exploring and fighting, so they are a great way to get used to all those game mechanics once again, without wandering into areas where you might find higher level enemies. After maybe 2 or 3 hours, I'm no longer punching people in the face when trying to start a dialogue or throwing a grenade instead of casting a spell. I got really used to every game mechanic and started to really enjoy exploring everything that this amazing game has to offer. When it first came out in 2015, The Witcher 3 redefined what it meant for a game to be open world. At that time, every game seemed to be competing to be the one with the most amount of pointless collectibles and forgettable side quests. The Witcher looked beyond all that and made everything matter again. Every town in the game feels lived in, instead of just being there to fill an empty space in the game world. Different city districts have different NPCs, engaging in different activities that make sense for where they are and what's nearby, be it drunks near a bar or rich people being openly racist and classist in their part of the city. Every NPC you talk to seems to have a distinct personality instead of being just a shopkeeper with some dialogue. There's always a bit of flavor, a bit of backstory to everything. Side quests have a reason to be instead of being just simple fetch quests, and they can feature multiple endings and sometimes even great plot twists depending on your actions and dialogue choices. There is an insane amount of polish and attention to detail, like how your eyes will adjust to darkness in a cave, allowing you to see better as you spend more time without being exposed to light. There are some rough edges to the game for sure, and in the few hours I've played, I've already run into a fair amount of rather amusing bugs. The inventory and the crafting system are not great. They are overly complicated, featuring a ridiculous amount of items and materials, which makes the entire crafting process more convoluted than it needs to be, without adding any real benefit. While you're shopping, for example, there is no way to know how many of the item you're buying you already have in your inventory, which is extremely basic. And I've heard a lot of people criticize the game's combat system lately, but I actually think it's pretty good. It's not the best, but it's certainly better than most games, including some that have come out very recently. Those negative aspects of the game stick out a bit more to me now. Geralt's movement was never really great in either of the available modes, and not being able to crouch, for example, feels really odd. But as soon as you get into a new quest or a new dialogue, the insane amount of character and personality that the game has really stands out. The design of the monsters is really well done, and the music is just incredible. The weather effects, the landscapes, and the towns look amazing, and I actually forgot how populated the world is. When you're roaming the countryside, you're always finding new settlements or ruins and NPCs to interact with near the main roads. That's one part of the game I didn't really remember and was very surprised to discover again. I don't really watch a lot of television, and after watching the Witcher series and then playing the game, I'm reminded of why. There is, in my opinion, nothing that the series does better than the game. So instead of watching more episodes, I'll just keep playing more of this incredible masterpiece. I showed a friend who really liked the series but never played the game some random side quest yesterday, and he was stunned by how good the dialogues and the stories are. The graphics also hold up really well, but keep in mind I'm playing on PC and I'm running an HD texture mod. Check out the link below in the description if you're interested. But even without it, the game has incredible views and extremely detailed environments. PC is definitely the best way to play this game. The Switch version came out recently, which is quite an achievement, and there's definitely something enticing about having a portable version of this game, but I think it would be very hard to get into if you've already played the game with its highest graphical setting. I might do more videos on older games I've been playing lately, so leave a comment to let me know if you like the video or if there's any upcoming game or older game that you'd like me to see do a video on. That will be all for now. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.